Hello. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy 3rd of July. I turned the game up a little bit today because I think the music is fun and I want it to be louder. But if it doesn't sound good, please tell me. And I will fix. I hope you guys are excited for what is possibly a long weekend for some of you. I'm excited. We weren't going to do anything, and then we were like, all right, we'll just grill alone. It'll be fun. And then we were like, wait a minute. Our friends aren't doing anything either. Hey, do you guys want to come over and have some grilled food? And so now we have some people coming over tomorrow. We're just going to chill out and eat. Got some corn and asparagus. Yum. Got some of those, I made brownies this morning because I was like, why not? Why shouldn't I have brownies? So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I hope you guys are also doing fun things, or at least relaxing.
Hi Karkalla.
Oh.
Just finished watching your VOD of Jade Cocoon. Awesome game. Awesome stream.
Aww. Stellaire, thank you very much. Thank you for Prime subbing. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Yes, happy Friday. Dalton Galloway, thank you for 13 months. Welcome back. Can't remember much about this game, but it's very cool to see you play it. Thank you. Yeah, grill party. It's not just a long weekend for me, it's the anniversary of the car accident where you met your wife! Actually, here's we've kind of, well, it's less of a bad situation, but 16 years ago, I met Rain. On this day, today, July 3rd. We were at a July 3rd party. A friend was hosting for funny joke reasons, haha, because we were like, you know, 21, and it wasn't like, ooh, some magical sparkles and explosions. It was like, hi, nice to meet you. And he was like dating some other girl. I barely saw him, but I was like, okay, and we became friends after that. That was our like introduction. I had my eyes on a different guy in that group. And then fate was like, no, stupid. Look over here. Look over here. I just arrived, but I think you should have brownies. Thank you. You and your friends are gonna grill, maybe solve some puzzles in a sinking ship, possibly explode. I don't know about those. Send your ghost back in time to write yourself a story about how you're gonna meet Rain. You got it. I'll do it. All right. Well, it's Friday, and here's how today's gonna work. It's gonna be a little bit different today because I have a bunch of mail to open. There's a box, and I've got, look, I have an inbound. I have a little mail thing now. So it's really cool. I had this in my closet, and when Octavia was getting radiation, I was like doing a lot of cleaning to de-stress, and I found these like little like holdery things for papers and whatnot. So now I have a little incoming mail slot, and I'm excited about it. So yes, today we're going to stream until 4 p.m. and then I'm going to take a break. Oh.
I really enjoyed this playthrough. Also, I already forgot what games I sent you, so this mail opening will be a surprise for me as well. Karkalla laugh.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. But yes, streaming this game 999 until 4 p.m. I take a quick break, I set everything up, and then we switch over and I'm going to be opening some mail. And then we will end the stream when I'm done opening mail, and then at 6 p.m. Pacific time, currently it is noon Pacific time. So in 6 hours, we will be watching a movie in Discord. If you are a subscriber to me anywhere that you can be, you can join us. !Discord will get you a link. Everybody is currently voting for what movie to watch. So if you care and want to join us, please vote in there. And then, yeah, I'm excited for the weekend. I suppose I should do a recap for this video game. So this is stream slash day 3 of 999. And where's my pencil? Oh, it's over there. Yeah. I'm not sure how to describe what's happened, if I'm being completely honest with myself. Okay. What did we learn that was probably true? We think that we know what ship we're on. We think we are on the ship Gigantic, which is apparently a sister ship to the Titanic. It was purchased by someone named Lord Gordain, who was a supposed passenger on the Titanic, became obsessed with collecting things from said Titanic, and then purchased the Gigantic. We learned a little bit more about that supposed mummy, in that we earlier heard that there was some curse because they had this mummy on the ship and that's why it sunk. But then we heard a different story about how a ship that came to pick up the bodies from the water didn't just pick up bodies, it picked up what appeared to be a sealed wooden coffin. The workers opened it up and found inside of it the body of a frozen woman. Granted, all the bodies were frozen at the time. Who appeared to be some type of Egyptian mummy. For some reason, after they brought all the bodies back to Canada and they all started to unfortunately defrost, her body did not change at all. It continued to be frozen solid. They started calling her Alice because, like, all ice Alice. Then apparently she was stolen. She disappeared. Something happened. And rumor has it that in New York there was an auction and she was purchased by that same guy, Gordain, who bought the Gigantic. Hello. There is a theory, according to the people that I am stuck on this fucking boat with, that for some reason the water in her body turned into Ice 9, which is why she never froze. I don't want to get into Ice 9. Long story short, molecules are talking to each other. Using telepathy. It's fucking... Anyway. So as all of our kids talked about all this stuff, Amocraw, thank you for following. Snake is dead. Snake appears to have been murdered by at least 2 other people who tricked him into opening a door and then pushed him through so that he was trapped and exploded in a shower. He's dead. Clover is not handling this well. The time just chimed. It is currently 3 a.m. We had some big reveals that happened. Reveal number 1. We're pretty sure Zero is one of us. Reveal number 2 was that Snake was definitely murdered. Probably because of Zero, but then does that mean someone else is in cahoots with them? Is someone else just evil? We don't know. And unfortunately, no one has an alibi because the time of which it happened, we were literally all split up in the single digits to try to search a bunch of rooms for him, which honestly doesn't make sense because he was already... I thought he was already missing them. You know what? Maybe he wasn't. Maybe we went... Happy Friday. Anyway. So. Yeah. Snake is dead. We're all together now. And they found They found his body. We went into 2 separate doors. We split into different groups. Ace tried to like sacrifice himself. He had some anesthetic, essentially. Not that. He put himself into a sleep, which doesn't make sense because we came out like not even an hour later. He wouldn't have woken up that fast. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For plot reasons, he jabbed himself with a needle and was like, I sacrificed myself. You can't stop me now, idiots. Because he thought we were going to not be able to come back and he was going to die or be left behind or whatever. Or maybe we'll get out and come get him. None of that mattered. The rooms that we went into looped back around to him. And then a different group went in the 3rd door and they found a Saturn key, which we were just told. Wait, was it Saturn? No, a Mercury key, which we were just told about. Another thing that's important is that we scouted ahead. We have, the Saturn key, I believe, or the Jupiter key. The Saturn card key, there we go. Goes down into the elevator. Now we know that B and C are accessible and D deck is flooded, but apparently this goes through the sealed D deck into E deck, and it was not flooded. So I believe we need to go there eventually, but yeah, we're going to apparently some Mercury key card room, which we didn't know about, but they just told us. See, I found we were checking out the shower room. So that's the recap. Okay. Stylus. Okay. Junpei stood in front of the Mercury key card. With the Mercury key card, 7 had given him the card. I found out we were checking out the shower room. Yes. At least that's what he'd said. Junpei slid the card through the reader. The light on the reader turned green and made a tiny electronic noise. Now they were ready. Junpei and June had been chosen as the investigators, the reasoning being that they had been to E-Deck before and no one else had. As before, Junpei sent the elevator ahead to make sure the floor they were heading to wasn't flooded. As before, the elevator returned as dry as when it had left. Once it had been checked for water, Junpei and June stepped into the elevator. Alright, so... second elevator. Junpei and June sent... There were only 2 floor buttons they could push. The C and bottom buttons. Whoa. Bottom is new. The last one had... what? E and C. Yeah. Bottom is new. The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed. Junpei hit the bottom button. Ugh. Skimmed yesterday's VOD and was saddened by sneak stuff. Yeah. The door closed. Slowly they began to move downward. Sometime later, Junpei and June stepped off the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to the right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular dead end. Oh shit. This is a numbered door. Okay, so we've got a 2. This is the 8th one we found. There were 2. Ooh, I didn't know we were supposed to count more things. Okay, there were 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase. So, B deck, 2 doors. They were doors 4 and 5. 4 and 5. There were 3 more numbered doors in the large hospital room. Hospital room has 3. Doors 3, 7, and 8. Junpei and June had found another door in E-Deck. Okay, so E-Deck had at least 1 door, which was, I mean, I assume it's that 6. And Lotus and Santa had found a 7th on A deck. A deck. 1 door. There was a 6 on the door on E deck and a 1 on the door on A deck. 4, 5, 3, 7, 8, 6, 1. And now door 2 stood in front of Junpei. Okay, so bottom deck. 1 door. And it's a 2. So we're literally just missing door 9 now. There was only one thing it meant. Do you think the next door we find? Yeah, I think so. The next one's gonna be door 9. Despite himself, Junpei felt excited. Oh god. Don't get excited! Hey, happy Friday! There was something about that excitement that frightened him as well. He did his best to put it from his mind and headed back to C deck with June. Alright, back up we go. Find... My notes look like an insane person's scribblings. Alright, let's open these up. The pieces of paper they'd folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs. Paper? There were 7 of them all told. Are these papers from our pockets? They were written on paper pulled from Junpei's notebook. Oh, and each one bore a code name and a door. What the heck? What are they doing? Why had they decided to vote that way? They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow people to force others to go through certain doors. Oh, well that wasn't the only reason. Junpei had proposed the voting system, and he had a plan. It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however, so he did his best to act calm as he began to open and read the pieces of paper. Oh, interesting. Hey. The first one read, Ace requests door 1. Oh my gosh, I have to, hold on. Ace wants 1. Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why? No, we don't have time for that, sorry. Let's keep going. He opened the second one. Next is Santa. He wants door 6. Okay. Santa wants door 6. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Junpei continued with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th pieces of paper. Clover wants 1. Lotus wants 2. 7 also wants 2. Eh? Well, wait a minute. There's no way I'm going anywhere with the Elephant Man. No. There'd be no point in voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that. But just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with someone. Exhibitionist grandma. I'm not an exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes. Huh, barely. So? Last I checked, that's not a crime. Maybe. What about common decency? Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin. Ugh! I'm gonna kill you. Are they physically fighting? You're both stupid. Lotus's hair flared out like a mane of an angry lion, and she roared with a voice that shook the walls. After some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her. Junpei, read the rest. Right. Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down at the 6th piece of paper. He opened it. June wants door 6. Yeah, I don't really have a reason. I just felt like it. All of the papers save Junpei's had been read. He did some quick calculations in his head. Oh, cool! Look at that! I like all the decks shown like that. So we know we have A, B, C. D doesn't matter because it's flooded. E, and then bottom. Cool. This game is so fucking cool, dude. I really like it. People who requested door 1, ace plus clover. This was the door on A deck near the central staircase. People who requested door 2, 7 and lotus. This was the door on the bottom deck and could be reached by taking the elevator to the bottom of the ship. People who requested door 6, Santa and June. This was the door on E deck and could be reached by taking an elevator near the central staircase down. It took him less than a second to run the numbers. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke. Okay, the last one's mine. I want to go through... Oh gosh. Okay, so right now, ace plus clover is 5, and they want to go through door 1. That's not gonna work. Door number 2 is 7 and Lotus, who hate each other. Their number is 6, so that doesn't work. And then door number 6, it was Santa, 3, and June, 6. Wait, yeah, 6, 7, 9. They equal 9. So none of their stuff fucking works. Where do I want to go? I mean, I'm 5. If I went with 1, it would equal 1. Plus 5 would equal 1. Right? Because 5 plus 5, 1, 0, 1. 6 plus 5. That, wait, did they might all work. What the fuck? Whoever made this game is a genius. They're so much better at math than I could ever hope to be. So if I do this, I basically make that door work. Wait, 5, 9. No, I don't. Because I think door number 6 will still not be the right number. Hold on. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. 4 plus 1, 5. No, so door 6 doesn't work. But door 1 or 2 does. I definitely don't want to go into door number fucking 2 with them. I haven't seen anything of Ace, and I want to keep an eye on Clover, so maybe that would be a smarter way to go. Yeah, I think I want to go through... Oh, but door number 1's all the way up there. I don't know what the right choice is. Which door? I don't know if there is a right choice, actually. Hey, Austin. I'll say door number 1. I'll just say it. I want to see what happens. My choice is door 1. Santa was unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating? What? Cheating? I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted. What? You all made me read it. How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier. Let me see that. Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. What? Wait a minute. I thought it didn't matter what I picked. We cheated? How? I think no matter what I do, it'll do it as cheating though, because I didn't get to choose first. That's weird. Hid paper. Can I not trust myself? What the fuck? Although he'd never know it now, Santa had been justified in his suspicions. Junpei had switched papers. I had? I guess I'm not technically Junpei. I'm playing a game as him. He's his own character. It's not a self-insert. He had prepared 3 pieces of... What the fuck? He had prepared 3 pieces of paper for doors 1, 2, and 6 and put the paper with door 6 on it into the pot. He picked 6? How? I don't think there's a way to know that. He put a small mark on it so he would know which one was his. He put the paper that said door 1 in his left hand and the paper that read door 2 in his right. When the drawing began, he saw to it that he drew last. The rest was easy. If he wanted to go into door 1, he'd use his left hand and his right hand if he wanted door 2. Of course, if he wanted door 6, that would be simple. All he needed to do was switch nothing and say 6 had been what he wanted all along. What the fuck? Well, what does it say? He fought the urge to smirk. Okay, what the hell? You got lucky. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated. Very well, we've decided who will go through door 1. It will be Clover, Junpei, and myself. 1 plus 4 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Our only problem is the 2 remaining teams. Well, June and I want door 6. Lotus and I want door 2. That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Fine. 7. We'll go through door 6. But none of us can go through... None of us can go through as 2 anyway. It doesn't matter, does it? I completely forgot that. Sure thing. I didn't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we've got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age. Stop being so mean to her. Right, June? Well, June was at a loss for words. Lotus was not. That pig. You just wait and see. Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine. Why is he being so antagonistic? Unless he's trying to, like, get her framed for things or get himself killed. Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself. Circumstances dictated that Junpei and June would have to part ways again, but this time it didn't sting quite so much. After all, he knew he would see her again. Alright, so... we don't have enough people. Till we find that 9 door, 0 ain't gonna split us up. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open door 9. That's how the no-nary games work. Ugh, I hate doing his voice. I'm not good at big guy. Junpei, Ace, and Clover headed toward A deck. Alright, so... Junpei, Ace, and Clover going to A deck. Really, it's because I haven't seen anything of Ace at all, and I'm really curious. Ace. Clover. Uh-oh, they're in the same sport. Let's see. I'll just take her. So slow. I know the numbers aren't in the right order now, but... Good enough. Alright. They took out the earth key and opened the door to the left. It opened and they walked through. It was just as Santa and Lotus had said. At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 upon it. A numbered door. To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the red. Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner panel. Junpei was next. Finally, listlessly, Clover lifted her arm. Yeah, I'm worried about Clover, so I really wanted to go with her. She leaned toward the scanner panel. The third asterisk clicked to life, shining brightly. Ace took hold of the lever. He took a deep breath and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Shall I pull it? Yeah, anytime. Clover said nothing. She nodded little more than a lethargic twitch of the head. Very well then, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, stressful. The door opened. They stumbled into the room. Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. His eyes stopped on a device that would determine whether they lived or died. There it is! Over there! Next to the door they'd come through was the dead. As one, they ran to it. They put their hands over it as if they were fighting for it. It stopped. Yes, it did. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast. It was the third time they'd been through the process, but they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish the game before he got the chance to let imminent death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly. There's a map. There was another door, different from the one they'd enter through. He took hold of the knob and easily, gently pulled it open. Oh! So this is the wheelhouse. He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare, then spoke. Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door. Very well. Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something. Okay, I will. All right then. Let's get started. Okay. All right. I should have looked at my map before. Okay. Wheel room. Chart room. Okay. A light. A light! It looks kind of like a wilted flower. What about these drawers? Ooh. Stack of nautical charts. Looks like there's a path. Eeh. Eeh. There we go. Australia to South America to Africa to Iceland? Oh, that looks like Greenland. I think this is a nautical chart. There's a line on it here. I think the line is the route the ship's supposed to take. Oh, Jesus. I didn't know she was still next to me. Those are... there are dots all over the map. Oh, those are probably ports, like for a boat to stop at. It looks like the lines connect the dots. There's a stack of charts like that one. Yeah. How many are there? I'm not really sure, but I'd say somewhere in the ballpark of 10 or so. Oh. There's nothing left in the drawer. Map? Oh, there's pins here too. A world map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center. There are a number of red pins in several locations. What do these red pins mean? Well, the nautical charts I picked up earlier have a map like this one. Maybe one of them matches up to the pins or something. Let's see. Well, what do you know? Looks like this one's a match to the pins. Okay, so we've got 7 locations connected by straight lines. 7 locations on the map. And each one has a word next to it. That's probably the speed. New material added to the file screen. Okay. Nautical table. Why does medical record say new? Why does it say new? Whoa, what? Japan. Full. Down. Australia. Then over to Madagascar. That was half. And then slow down to South Africa. And that's slow. And then all the way up to, I think, maybe Canada. And that's full. And then we're over to, what is that? Spain? It's on top though. Half. Then up to England. And that's did. Alright. If I clicked on those files, does it not say new anymore? No, it's just gonna say new forever? What the fuck? Unless... Oh, I can hit search on them! A nautical table found in the chart room. It shows directions of, oh my gosh, southwest, southeast, northwest, east, north, and straight. There's a word next to each point on the map. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Okay, so maybe that's the part I needed. Full, half. Maybe I don't need the locations. Slow, full, half, dead. I didn't see stop. Oh, stop is at the top. I see. Stop. All right. Ever been to Europe? I've only been to Italy. Oh, god damn it. A medical record found in the preparation room. It has records for 2 mannequins. There's a male mannequin named John and a female named Lucy. The record shows each mannequin's total weight and weight of their individual parts. This is interesting. I'm going to look at the rest of that later. Okay. Alright. I've got the nautical chart that matches up to these pins. I don't think I need to spend any more time with this map. Okay. Another light? It's a light. Well, I guess she doesn't really feel like talking. She's not really paying attention to anything, is she? Her mind must be somewhere else. Oh god, we've got to distract her and get her talking. Chair? Oh no. Drawer? Ooh, a watch? A pocket watch. What time is it? It is 10. God. There we go. 5. Until if it's a, I think it's about to be 10:05. That's a pocket watch. She sure hasn't been saying much. And she just keeps looking at the floor. She seems kind of sad. Kind of sad, Junpei. She seems kind of sad. A pocket watch, an old one too, the kind you have to wind. The hands have stopped at 5 minutes, 39 seconds past 10 o'clock. I don't know if that matters. It's weird that it's saying it like that, but so 10:39. Wait, what? No, 10:05:39. We're specifically in Italy. I've been to Venice, Florence, and Rome. I wonder if it's broken. Yeah, I don't feel anything moving when I fiddle with the dial here. Looks like I could move the hands manually, though. Uh-oh. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? What are you doing in here? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch. Hey man, what are you doing over in this room? Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem? Well, Ace came in. Well, you're supposed to be doing... I don't want to be argumentative, though. Is there a problem? Well, not a problem, is what I'm going to say. Maybe I should make a save. I'm too far past the other part to go back. So, that would feel... wrong. It was a lie. All Junpei wanted was to get rid of Ace. He'd sent Ace to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. There was something he meant to ask Clover, and he meant to ask her in private. What? We want... I mean, I know why we want to talk to Clover alone. It's to ask about that experiment. There was something he wanted to ask Clover, and he didn't want anyone else to hear him ask it. He also knew that Clover would likely remain silent if there were anyone else around when he asked. That was why he was so desperate to send Ace back to the wheelhouse. Ace opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Uh-huh, I see. Of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Oh my god, he thinks I like her? Her brother just exploded. This is inappropriate, sir. Ugh. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution. Ugh. What was that about? She was clearly suspicious, and with good reason. Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence. Oh, no, it's not like that. What's it like then? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room. You said something about an experiment that happened 9 years ago. Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? This is important! You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean... Who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it, I promise. So... Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. Ugh. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei? Who do you think did it? Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped. Well... If what Seven said was right, then there would have had to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people. You're right. So what does that mean? Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who? You mean it could have been 4 people? Well, technically, it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now? What? Well, tell me later. That's weird. Okay, got it. Let's do that then. Then who do you think it could be? Jinbei crossed his arms in thought. Snake's bracelet number was 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers add to 2? Added to 2 would give a digital root of 3. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? Holy ravioli, that's a lot of... I think... Oh, cool, you can... What? You can scroll up through the conversation? That's cool. I didn't know I could do that. Wait, what's happening? Wow! Alright, I think I'm gonna use the calculator for once. Oh, actually, it'd be better to write down all of the options and then... So... Ace and Santa, Ace and June. I hope it's not June. Ace and 7, Ace and Lotus, Santa and June, Santa and 7, Santa. I'm glad it ordered it the way that I would have. Santa and Lotus. I'm glad they're also excluding her because it wouldn't make sense for her to be looking for herself. She wouldn't believe that even if it were true. 7 and Lotus. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 options. So, let's digital root it up. So we want 2 plus 1 plus... I mean, it's not gonna matter, but... Digital root me. Alright. 6. Clear. I think it's nicer just to do it like this. Even though some of them are really obvious. Uh-oh. There's a possibility. Oh wait, it has to equal 3, doesn't it? Not 1. The door was 3 that he was killed in. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't Ace. It's good because he's with us and I don't want to be murdered. But that's not good because that means the murderer might be with someone we care about. Uh-oh. There's 1. Santa and 7 is possible. Oh no. There's only 1. Oh no. Oh no. Santa's with June right now. Well, they can't get in. Santa and 7. Would it be Santa and 7? Oh, God. 3. Could it be? Were Santa and 7 the killers? But... What's wrong? Clover looked at Junpei, and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it. He told her his conclusions. That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he'd expected. Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works. Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is those 2 would have been able to open the door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities. Well, what other possibilities? He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke. Are you saying you think it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely. Why? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Clover put her hand out expectantly. Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them over to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down... It's supposed to be a pen and paper, but it clearly sounds like a whiteboard. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. Oh god. Oh no! What is this? There's just too many of them. Ugh. There's like a billion of them. If 3 or 4 killers. Eight options. What's this? These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. Okay. I see. Hold on, let me, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 5, 4, 7, 8. She's including herself, which is interesting. 5, 6, 8. 1, 3, 7, 8. 1, 3. No, 1, 3, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 4, 6, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see. Junpei? Yeah? I can trust you, right? Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah. So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? Uh-oh. Maybe they all have like her or June in them or something. Oh shoot. It's already been an hour. This game is so absorbing. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break here and we will talk more about the murderer possibilities. I hope you're having a good Friday so far. I'll be right back. Hello. All right, let us continue. I have to see. Ugh, goodbye to Rain. He is off to, I almost said war some hams. He's war hammering. It's exciting. I was looking at all of his little guys. Technically, they're little gals. Alright. So I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? So B, D, G, and H. Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too, the ones with 4. So what does that leave? A and E. Only A. So 4's gotta go. A and E. A is 1, 3, 6. E is 1, 3, 7, 8. So that'd be no matter what. We're with a murderer. No matter what, it would have to be the same 2 fucking people. Santa and... Oh, wait, no. It would be Ace, though. Ace would be involved. What? One, 3, and 6. 1, 3, 7, 8. Wait. It can't be A. Why not? Because June's in that one. We don't know that, Jinpei. We don't know that. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that. Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Okay, then. Then I can cross off A2, right? Yeah. Well, what have we got left? E. One, 3, 7, 8. Do you know what this means? Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together. Do you think that's likely? Literally everyone else. I mean, that would be an interesting twist, that literally everyone is evil. If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they tried that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us, right? Well, you do have a point. And besides, if Ace and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went into the shower room with them, but they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't they? Because we would immediately know it was them. Her voice was calm, but Jinpei had only to look in her eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Oh, God. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten. Hey. Okay. Yeah, well, that does make sense. But in both of these, 7 is there. So, and Santa. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people. Yeah. Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa or 7. That's how it looks. But why would they do it? There was a moment of silence. I think I know. What? What is it? He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. Son of a bitch. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return, didn't I tell you to leave? He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke. Have I interrupted something? What do you want? There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment? Come on, dude. He turned on his heel and walked back toward the wheelhouse. Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him later, and followed Ace. Clover thinks she knows why. ... Ace interrupts. Frustrating. Alright, hopefully she's safe in this room. What do you want? Ace. What do you want to talk about? Ace looked at Junpei and smiled. Perhaps more of a smirk than a smile. There was something I wanted to, check. Yeah, what's that? If you'll excuse me. With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest. Oh, fuck. Hey! What the hell are you doing? Oh, God. He's gonna find the other numbers, I think. He reached for Ace's arm. But it was already too late. In the older man's hand were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket. I didn't have a choice! Junpei did this without my consent. Just as I thought. You switched them, didn't you? When we voted. Oh, well, can't say that I care. I managed to get through the number door I wanted, despite your mischief. When? Why did you... Oh, simply curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it. Ace smiled and gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder and turned on his heel and left. Are you kidding? Oh, no. He's... Okay, Ace knows I cheated. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense. Oh, we can look around this room now. Wheelhouse. Wheel? The helm? Well, what? I thought he left! Steering wheel might be a more appropriate term. A compass. It appears to be broken, however. You see, the glass cover's been smashed to pieces. A broken compass. Doesn't look like it'll be very useful. What that part? No. This thing won't budge. Feels like there's something keeping it in place. What would be the point of moving it? The ship stopped. What would be the use of steering it? Yeah, I know, still. Yeah, it could be part of a puzzle, you old bitch. About the... Okay, it won't move. There's another room on the other side of the window. This isn't good. So many drawers, but nothing inside of them. Really? A desk. There's nothing in the drawers. I don't know if he's gonna, like, try to trick us. What's on that door? What's this? What? Oh, it needs the watch. There's some sort of square device embedded in this door. It looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Huh? The shape. Maybe... It does look like the pocket watch would fit here. Nothing. I imagine the pocket watch is intended to go in there. However, we may need to do something with the watch first. Okay. It says lock in bright red letters. Let's see if this will open. No dice. Must be locked. It looks like this is the only exit. Alright, so that's the exit. What about this? What is this? Some kind of display? It looks a little like an electronic scoreboard. I mean, it was added recently. What? That's weird. An arrival board like at an airport? Why would this be here? There's nothing on it right now, though. Strange. Oh, we're back in this room. I didn't get to look at everything in here. Center drawer, nothing here anymore. It's a wooden box. Maybe a case for letters? Hey, Clover, you ever write letters? Nothing. Doesn't look very suspicious. The shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's in the blue one. There's something written on it. Ship's log. Huh. Ship's log. Huh. Ooh, new material added. Okay. The ship's log. Search. Oh my gosh! A ship's log found in the chart room. The following is written on the last page. We leave soon for a new journey across the sea. After leaving port, we headed south and west. Ship's log. Left port. Went south. Not southwest. South. and west. There might be a difference when it comes to ships, but I'm not sure. We turned southwest to steer around the continent. Around continent. Then proceeded northwest. Then northwest. We made port, then changed our heading to east for a time. Made port. Changed to east. Okay. Then east. And we are now heading due north. Now north. Soon we will dock in the United Kingdom, the homeland of this vessel. Dock in UK. Home. Okay. Cool. Wait, am I allowed to... No. Okay. And look at the sides. The right drawer. Let's have a look. Nothing. The left drawer. Let's have a look. Nothing. All right. Wait. What about the chair from here? A chair. Clover isn't very talkative. She looks kind of out of it. Is she thinking about Snake? Guarantee you she is. Can I look at the dead? The dead is bolted to the wall here. Junpei, are you trying to open that door? Forget it, it's pointless. I tried it earlier. It won't open. What's that? There's a plate on the door. The letters are too scratched. I can't tell what it says. Weird. I didn't know there was a plate there. It's locked. Well, actually, the handle just won't move. There's got to be some sort of locking mechanism at work here, though. Alright, back to the other room. How do I get in there? There's another room on the other side of the window. Oh. Oh, like that. It's all this stuff. Ooh! An engine order telegraph. They use this on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. Like the gear shift in a car? Well, it's a little different. This device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. The navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship, and it sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth. Hold on. Huh? There is no handle. Oh, you're right, there isn't. It looks as though it was deliberately removed. Weird. An engine order telegraph. The handle's been taken off. If we can find a replacement handle, I could probably get it to move. A steering wheel. There are handles placed at regular intervals, so it's easy to turn. Old school. Hey, a handle? A steering wheel. There are handles placed at regular... Can't I just pop one off? A compass. And what destiny does it point us to? I really hope you don't think that sounded cool. This room is just like the other one. Metal plates bolted over the windows. Heck, not just bolted, it looks like they've been welded on. No way in hell we're getting out of gonna get those off anytime soon. What about down here? It's a wooden board with a circular hole in it. It's weird. There are a bunch of wooden planks piled up underneath the window. There's thick iron plate covering the window. So doing that flips me out here. Is that really all I have? There's another room on the other side of the window. Ah, a human hammer. They're often used to subdue large men like Seven. What? That was a joke, of course. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Ace, you really kind of suck at making jokes. That was rather cruel. Jesus. It's just like the one on the left. It's broken though. Can't really use something that's broken. What about... Oh, I can click on this. A steering wheel. Let's see if it... Whoa! Looks like the steering wheel moves. Oh, so it would seem. I noticed something else as well. What's that? Well, when you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship, it's moving. Huh. Tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and the compass must be connected to one another somehow. That makes sense. Do you think it's that important? Well, let's try turning it again. Oh, what? Oh, maybe I have to do the path that they took, but then... How would I go forward? Alright, so if we want to do the same direction, it was south? Oh. Okay, south and west. It was supposed to be south and west. And then southwest. Okay, now it's stopping. And then southwest around the continent, then northwest. Made port, then east. Now north. Oh, it did something. Okay, cool. I didn't fuck it up. What the? The handle came off. Cool. Huh. Stooping so low, are you, Zero? Hmm? The handle that came off the steering wheel. Huh. A handle? Yeah, a handle. If I put this in here, then maybe... Okay. So... Boop. So. I sure hope this handle fits. Yes, it fits! Excellent. That should allow us to operate the engine order telegraph. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh gosh. Oh, and now I have to do this in order. Alright. So... Cool. It was... Full? Oh gosh. Half. Slow. Full. Half. Dead. And stop. Huh? That's weird. I thought I put in the right speed. Did I mess up? No, I don't think so. Look. Something's happened on the back of the wheel of the wheelhouse. Oh, the wall of the wheelhouse. Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. What? Where? Oh! Up here! There's something on the wall that looks kind of like an arrival board. There are a whole bunch of words on the left side of the display. What the hell's this? They're names of ports across the world. I imagine it's showing us the ship's route. You know, just like the ones you might see at an airport. Departing X, carrier X, flight X, blah blah blah. Like that. Oh, I get it. It does look like those are the names of all the ports along the ship's route. It looks like only one of those has a time on it, though. The time on the last line, right? 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. 10 seconds past. Perhaps that's the arrival time. Okay, I need to do that in the clock. Oops. Left side is spelled with words. It looks like 10 seconds past 3 o'clock is the arrival time for the final destination. But why are they showing even to the second? Okay. Give me you. Mechanical pocket watch with a spring. It doesn't appear to be working. The hands have stopped at 5 minutes, 39 seconds past 10 o'clock. Turning the knob does nothing. Yeah, it's probably broken. It looks as though you can move the hands, however. Can I? Okay, maybe I have to put it in there to move it. I know that I'm supposed to put the pocket watch in this hole, but... Oh, so I have to turn the hands a different way? How do I turn the hands? Broken pocket watch. I can only move the hands manually. The knob doesn't work. But I physically can't move that. Wait, can I do it like that? Can I do it like this? Is there a different button? No. Huh. How am I supposed to move the hands if I can't move the hands? Some sort of square device embedded in the door. It says lock in bright red letters. I know I'm supposed to put the pocket watch in the hole. Oh, maybe if I hold the pocket watch up to this? A digital scoreboard or something like that. On the left side it's got names of ports the ship will stop at along its route. The last lane says 10 seconds. Time route. How do I... Oh, perhaps... Well, what's he doing? Oh my god, I had to make this guy do it? Excuse me, Junpei? Hey, you just took my pocket watch. Hey! What the hell are you doing? Just trust me. I figured that out. He's stealing my glory. Should be fine now. Well, thanks for giving me the pocket watch back, but you did need to look so smug about it. Let's see what he... Oh, he moved the hands. 10 seconds past 3 o'clock, so you changed it to match the final arrival time. Ace nodded slowly. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot. Fuck you. I did it! Me! The hands show 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. It's set at the same time as the estimated arrival time at the final destination. What are you doing? There's only one thing for you to do, you know. Now give it a try. Shut up, you. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Actually, it's shaped just like the pocket watch I've got. Let's try putting this in there. Yes! It says open now. Good work. It seems you were successful. Well done, Junpei. Shut up, you. Hey, Clover! We opened it. What? Look, we unlocked the door. Now we can get out of this room. Oh. Well, let's go then. Clover. We can't expect her to not react upset to everything. She has every right to be miserable. You found it. Yeah, haha. The space they found themselves in, I'm going to save. Oh, I said no. Fuck. Oh, I can quit without... Okay. The space they found themselves in outside of the wheelhouse was far too narrow to be called a hallway. On their left was a wooden door. Junpei pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond. It was full of all manner of turn-of-the-century electronic equipment. Most of them were things they'd never seen before. They had no idea what they might have been for, let alone how to operate them. What the? One smaller machine had a metal bar that ended in a circular handle. Oh, it's just... Ace seemed to recognize it. Ah, yes, a telegraph key. These were used to transmit Morse code a long time ago. It wasn't that long ago. He turned and slowly took in the room. This must be the communication office. Across the room from the door they'd entered through was another door. I want to look at the map. Communication office. B deck. C deck. Oh, we don't have a... Oh, yeah, the burned one. We don't have a map for this. What the fuck? It's a chapel with a coffin. I should have gone down there. I should have gone to E deck. What the hell? They're probably having some kind of crazy adventure down there. Storage. Shit. Okay. Across the room from the door they'd entered through was another door. A metal plaque was nailed to it. It read, Captain's Quarters. The Captain's Quarters. That's what it says. Then do you think... Oh, I'm Zero, captain of this ship. Oh, shit. Ace swallowed. Junpei could feel his hands begin to sweat. Only Clover seemed unaffected. Well, we won't know if we don't open it. She walked to the door and put her hand on the knob. It's gonna be empty, there's no way. It opened easily, and without so much as a pause, she walked in. Junpei and Ace followed. The first thing they saw... Oh. Was a man covered in blood. Junpei felt his body seize up, his mouth went dry, and he felt very, very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist. This was the third time he'd seen the horror of death laid out before him. He didn't think it was something he could stand to see much more of. Still, he had begun to accept that whatever it was he saw, whatever happened to him, was beyond his control, and whatever force controlled him was driven by a determination that he could not hope to match. A sense of helplessness, of desperation washed over him. It left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through his body like acid. Then he realized they had yet to check the man's pulse. Perhaps he was still alive. Fueled by that spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body, and his heart fell. There's a wrist thing! His fingers on the man's neck felt no pulse. His pupils had dilated. I don't think he has pupils in that picture, but okay. And he wasn't breathing. Junpei lifted the man's already stiff body. There was a deep red wound on his chest. Junpei did not have to wonder long of what could have made such a wound. For lying next to the corpse was an axe. The entire blade of it was drenched in bright red blood. From the shape of the man's wound, there could be no doubt that it had been made by an axe. Junpei looked at the body again. A lake of blood stretched out around it. It was wearing the clothes of a ship's captain, although they were stained with blood. A captain? Did that mean that this man was Zero? On his left hand was a bracelet. The number on the bracelet was fucking 0? Oh my god, what? It was only then that Junpei noticed the stench of blood that filled the room. He couldn't help but laugh. There was nothing else for him to say. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it was a joke. Jelp. Is that a camera? Oh my god. A camcorder. It looks like it's pointed at the door. Well, the power's on. Why would someone want to videotape a door? Let's see if shaking you gets us anywhere. No dice. The control panel for the electronic lock. Guess I've got to put in a passcode. I don't think it's just about numbers. There's a hole in the bottom of it right there. I think you need to put a key in first. Okay. There's a plaque on the door, but it doesn't say anything. So this is the exit, huh? Don't even really have to try this door to know that it's locked. I knew it. I think this is the kind of camera that records to a hard drive, but it doesn't look like this one's recording anything. What do you mean? It's just sending whatever it sees to something. What does it see? The door. Oh, so I had to find where it... this is interesting. Sounds like someone's shooting a... like a dart gun with their mouth. What is that? It's like a sample. There's blood on the chair. Do you think this was the dead guys? Yeah, probably. There's blood on the chair, kind of creeping me out. What's that? I moved the sheets and took a look under the bed. There's a lot of space. Somebody could hide down there. And you could hide other stuff too. Huh? You mean like this body? Well, yeah, but whoever killed him didn't do that. Why not? Well, let's see. I guess I can think of 4 possibilities. They might have just not noticed the space under the bed, or they didn't think of hiding the body, or they didn't have the time to hide it, or what? Well, maybe they didn't want to hide it. Maybe they wanted us to find it to prove a point or something. Huh. There's something metallic on top of that table. Hey, is that a music box? Well, let's have a look. Well, can I get closer to it? Oh, it is a music box. Can I wind it? No. Oh, it's one of those old music boxes. How about we wind it up? That doesn't sound right. Why does it sound like that? Is it broken? The pins on the cylinder are all shaped weird. I don't think those are pins. It looks like someone put something else on top of it. I think we're gonna have to take it apart to figure out what's going on, don't you? It's like the Bomber Kid dart gun from Majora's Mask. Yes, it just sounds just like that. It's just the automatic crossbow in the corner of the room. I wish any other noise was in this. Okay, a music box. The pins on the cylinder look odd. Oh, I thought that would take it apart. We'll have to take it apart if we want to get a good look at it. Alright, but they won't let me. It's a lamp, but it doesn't turn on. I don't think there's anything special about it. Small table. The bed. There's nothing under the sheets. A bed. There's nothing on it, or in it. Nothing suspicious here. What the hell is all this? Oh, CCTV. Oh. This screen's showing what's happening at the central staircase on B deck. Holy shit. There's a bunch of weird buttons on here. They probably switch what you see on the screens. Do you know how to work this thing? Why don't we just press one of these? Like this one. I would not touch that. Oh, fuck up. Well, I guess it does change the... What the hell is this? Shit. I should have looked at more of that before we touched the keyboard. Huh. Jinbei snorted with grim humor for the second time since he came in the room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter each spelling out 0. Jinbei felt as though he was being mocked. The real villain was somewhere laughing at him. What do you think? He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Her voice was almost too low to hear. Nothing. It seemed that she cared about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she'd responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured toward the corpse. What about him? Do you think that's really Zero? Clover shook her head weakly. There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero's one of us. Yeah, right. Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be Zero. Don't you get it? The letters that spell Zero on the TV screen. The captain's clothes he's got on. And of course the bracelet with the 0 on it. It's too obvious. Look, this is Zero right here. This dead body is Zero. Doesn't that seem kind of funny to you? You're right. Only an idiot wouldn't see through something like that. No, that's not the point. I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I am sure they didn't think it would work. Which makes me wonder, why did they do it? Wait, what are they talking about? I feel like I missed something. The look, whatever. The thing in the bottom. I think this is a challenge. A challenge from the person who's really behind all of this. He's making fun of us. Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted to think the corpse was Zero, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking about with a 0 bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, I did it. Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy's supposed to look like everything Zero's supposed to be. Just like we did. The killer must have known we wouldn't think he was Zero and put a bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why? Why? Like I said, he's mocking us. Too bad, suckers. This isn't Zero. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles. Look, here I am. What's wrong, guys? Okay, I understand the bottom. Catch me if you can. Come on, catch me if you can. That's really twisted. But it almost seems kind of childish. Yeah, you're right. It is really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me. Junpei bent down next to the corpse. Alright, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man? I don't know. And what's this guy's deal? Why isn't Ace saying anything? Is he not in this room? I thought he was. Alright, what's this guy's deal and who is he? How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you. You have no idea who he is? Why would I? Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought. We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover. What? We've got to flip him over. How else are we going to search his pockets? He's probably whatever number Zero stole. Clover didn't move. Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own. He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. But just as he did, something fell from the man's left wrist. The bracelet with the 0 on its face. Lastly, let's discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from the ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Junpei stared at the bracelet. This man. He's dead, isn't he? Huh? No, it's just... I guess I didn't really think about it until right now. If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead. Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure that out. Jeez. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's pretty obvious. He looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen, though, you know? I mean, if there weren't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kind of has it better, you know? Dying from a bomb going off inside you. I mean, that's just... Don't say this! What are you doing? Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin. I think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. Shut the fuck up, Junpei! Suddenly, Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. Too fucking late. And you're gonna make me save because now I'm anxious. You stupid idiot. You dumb boy. Think about who you're talking to. It was already too late. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously. What did you just say? Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyway. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm? Wait, his arm? Yes, his left arm. You said it didn't you? What? Yeah, I did, but I mean, didn't you see it too? Of course not. I could barely look at him. Clover took a quick deep breath. Are you sure it was his left arm? Junpei thought back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And he had a broken bone, right? What the hell are you getting at here? Just shut up and answer me! She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed. Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm. No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed. Suddenly she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do. Thank you. It was close to the last thing he'd expected her to hear. Junpei had no idea what happened. What the fuck what is happening? He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there confused. All I can think is, like, maybe he has, like, fake bones? Or he had a surgery or something? Thank you, Junpei. She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. Clover threw herself at Junpei's surprised arms. Hey, what's going on with you? I'm sorry, it's just, I'm so happy. Why? The body in the shower room. It isn't his. It isn't my brother. Huh? It's not Snake. Why on earth would you think that? Because his left arm is... She stopped herself. I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this. Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Not Snake's body. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant that the body in the shower room wasn't Snake's. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart. I'm so confused! What does this mean? He's still alive. I'm so happy! Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Oh my god! What the fuck? Wait, what? What just happened? Oh god, can I read something? Is there a spoiler? Is there not a spoiler? Are we good? Okay, yes, I like it a lot so far. Hold on, Breakman. I think the first exploded. How do I fix it? Whatever. You're fine. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight. Junpei, you were right. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. Ah! You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith. And to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. The clover I gave her! It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover. I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everybody, and I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me, Jinbei hadn't thought his words would have such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward. Oh my god! Thank you so much, Jinbei. She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room. Ace was literally right here. Where did he go? If you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa. Santa? Why? Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too. Uh-oh. Then suddenly... Clover broke away from Jinbei. Oh, fuck! What did you do? Huh? He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room. 6 steps to the left, 6 steps to the right, another 6 to the left, and then she stopped. Did Santa really tell you those things? Her eyes were serious but not angry. Yeah, he did. Did I say something wrong? Oh, no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news. I think. You think? Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects. What are you talking about? Okay. Santa knew about the words and clover? Oh, so much is happening. Another subject. Okay, all right, okay. Subjects? The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago with my brother and me. Okay, finally. But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group. Nevada test group? What the fuck? Sorry, this is a lot. I have to write this stuff down because still. So neither of us would have been able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out. Jinbei held up his hands. He took a deep breath and let it out. Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start at 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me the stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out. Clover nodded. Alright, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago? Do you know about morphogenetic fields? Oh no! Yes, technically. We know about morphogenetic fields. He did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine. Alright, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism. Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded. Telepathy? Huh. Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar. So they were testing telepathy on this ship? Yeah, I guess so. So what exactly did they have you guys do? The same thing we're doing now. Exactly the same thing. That's why at the beginning of the game, when they said, oh, some of you have been here before, done this before, I was like, okay. So people are already not telling us the truth.
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended morphogenic fields.
Thank you, Tiara, for the bits. Happy Friday, Bren! Ay, ay, ay. Would you be able to explain where we are at in my words? Sure. God, I don't know if I could summarize the whole thing so far. Kidnapped, woke up on boat, bunch of other people, thing on rest. Lots of rules, and if we don't do it right, we explode because we all ate bombs while we were asleep. We watch number 9 explode himself. I'm constantly doing puzzles so I can get out of rooms. Every single person in here is constantly talking about weird fucking shit that's not quite what's real in the real world. All of a sudden Snake disappeared and we found his dead body. Everyone was convinced that someone had killed him. It had to be at least 2 people in the group if it was that. So we were like, okay, well, Zero's got to be in our group. And there keep being hints about like, oh, there was an experiment. Who knows? And now, we're in the captain's quarters and fucking, I don't know. I don't fucking know. And now we're finding out that apparently Snake is alive because something about us seeing his arm doing something shows that it's not correct. So anyway, yeah, it's probably smart to listen to chat and go into Spoil City because they can answer all your questions, but you can't ask any questions here because there might be spoilers. Anyway. Ugh, God. Anyway, our Discord has a channel called Spoil City, and I have it completely hidden. I can't see it at all. Everybody is also in there talking about spoilers and making fun of my terrible choices, so. Okay. The exact same thing we're fucking doing now makes me feel crazy. What? A nonary game. 9 people were put on this boat and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada. Hold on! Why didn't she say anything? 9 on boat. 9 in Nevada. And the game started. Junpei grabbed the sides of his head. Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it. What did the nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada? The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. Oh my god, is it the puzzle solving? The fuck? Okay. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pops into your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to the equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy. So you're saying the nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger? Yeah, but it couldn't just be any old danger. It had to be life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl. Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone. She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada, so I never met her, but I did hear her name. What the fuck? On boat with Snake. Her name was, Ace, I swear to fucking God. The sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around. Ace, you son of a bitch! I will kill you! Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you. Ace! You two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long. I'm gonna fucking die. Ace glanced down at the floor, at the corpse covered in blood. At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something? I'm having a little trouble and I could really use your assistance. Come on, it'll only take a moment. This is like the third time he's done this to me. With that, he turned and walked back toward the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight and then spoke in a small, quiet voice. I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later. Huh? Hey, wait! Fucking... Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling. Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up. I agree. Arg! Arg! Oh, God. Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off toward the communications office. Please. Where are you, butthole? Fine. Well, now I can't save. Arg. Alright, it's 2. I'm gonna take a quick break so I can stretch my legs and then scrunch back up because the DS hurts my body to stream. Oh, eek. Reminder, we are doing mail day in 2 hours. Exciting. Alright. I'll be right back. Oh. It's the music again. Hey. After like 2 weeks of really cold and rain, it's finally starting to get nice again. And not like awful nice. Awful nice. It's not like awful hot. Like the next week looks like it's going to be 70s. And super low 80s a couple days, but mostly 70s. Oh, it's incredible. It's over 100 here. I'm so sorry. I know New York and New England are having a horrible time. And some other places are too. My dad sent me a picture of his thermometer, I think yesterday. And it was 102 on it. And it was not bad. And I was like, oof. But yeah, we had like horrible heat. And now then it got really cold, and now it's getting nice again. But my tomatoes are so confused. Well, the good news is I got a lot of peas. The bad news is my tomatoes don't know what's happening. But my eggplant is getting ginormous. And hopefully it gets nice and warm for both of those. It was 1:30 in your vehicle today? Ugh! Hot. 10-minute walk from a large body of water. That sounds nice. My tomatoes are huge and I have a ton of flowers. Ah, so lucky. I have so many tomatoes. And they're getting bigger and bigger. They look incredible. Hold on. This is neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with the game. I took a bunch of pictures of my garden yesterday. Alright, here's just some of my... I took this picture yesterday. And these are not the biggest tomatoes. I'm gonna hold my phone up to you guys. See if it'll... There we go. My tomatoes! Don't they look good? I've never tried this type before. It's called Oregon Spring. No, I just want to show you guys all my stuff. I made quiche last night. I took a picture of that too. I made it with peas from me garden. My eggplant is huge. Is there anything in here? Yeah, I can show you this picture. Hold on. Me eggplant. Well, let's see if it'll... It's because my face is here. It's like, no, I won't focus. Come on, camera. You're so smart. You can do it. There we go. Look how big my eggplant is. Anyway, it's got some stuff going. They take a long time, though. I'm so excited to eat them. Eek. Hungry. Anyway. I had a bagel for breakfast and half of a protein bar, and that protein bar was gross. Did I put the stylus back? I did. You're dealing with Asiatic garden beetles? Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm completely organic. But it means that I'm having some slug issues this year.
Wow, your eggplant is so big it must have hatched quite a while ago.
Thank you, Fractal. I replaced my entire front yard. It's no longer lawn. It's all mostly. There's a couple other things like hydrangeas and stuff. It's all like native stuff and a big wildflower patch meadow. It's a pocket meadow. And I usually have horrible issues with aphids on my roses, and because of the front yard, I'm having like no aphid issues at all. There's so many things. There's like earwigs and lace wings and ladybugs, native ladybugs, which is wild. The ones here are quite small. And there's gobbling them up. It's fantastic. So I don't have to worry about them anymore. Yippee! Alright, well, we're in another stupid room with Ace. He told me to come in here, but now he's not talking. What do you want? Look, a hook. That wasn't a joke. I know, man. A clock mounted on the wall. The hands aren't moving. A little surprised that the time is wrong then, I suppose. And there's nothing on the back. Why did you call me in here, you butthole? Fine. What's this? What is this? Hey Ace, look! It's a monkey with glasses! How on earth did you arrive at that conclusion? It kind of looked like that. I think we're just fucking with Ace at this point because he won't leave us alone and keeps making bad jokes. I have to sneeze. It's not happening. Wait. Take that, body. All right. It also kind of looks like someone who's been watching too much TV. To be honest, I have no goddamn idea what this thing really is. It's really some kind of radio transmitter. Hey Ace, look! It's a model of a steam train! How on earth did you arrive at that conclusion? I'm just bullying him now. To be honest, I have no goddamn idea what this is really. Fine. What this thing? The cable that comes out of this thing is connected to the desk. What does that mean? I don't know what any of this means. The cable that comes out of this thing is connected to the desk. What's that? A pair of headphones. I can't hear anything. Guess whatever they were connected to doesn't work anymore. Man, I was gonna study Morse code and I looked at it for like 5 minutes during Fallout and then I stopped. And now there's this. Teach me Morse code, video game. Hey Ace, look! There's a big ass rat trap over here! I told you that's a telegraph key! It's a device that transmits messages through Morse code. It's a telegraph key, a machine for transmitting Morse code. I tried sending an SOS earlier, but I doubt that did anything. Zero would never make it that easy. So you think it's broken? No, it works. I'm just not sure if it actually transmits anything outside the ship. Huh. Maybe it's supposed to go somewhere else. A telegraph key. Ace says he used it to send messages in Morse code. A telegraph key. There's no cheese on it, unfortunately. Cheese doesn't even work that well. You want to use peanut butter for catching rats. Oops. No. What's that, oil? Just a normal light. Oh, I thought it was one of those. Well, it won't turn on, so maybe not that normal. Oops. Just a drawer? Looks as though that drawer is the only thing that's locked. I don't see a keyhole, though. An electric lock, perhaps? Take a look at the left side of the drawer. Yeah, there's some cables over there. Oh, they're going into it. That must mean... What about this part? Oh! Hey, what's this? Oh, it's blank. There's nothing written on it. What? Well, the corner's folded. A white piece of paper. It's blank. Oh! Can I make it, press the stuff on this? Oh. I was like, if I run it through it, it might press the dots so that we... Okay. There's nothing in the drawer anymore. A chair. Can I do anything else with the headphones? There's a pair of headphones on the desk. Alright, what's over it? What's that? Small screwdrivers. That would have been useful before. Huh. A set of small screwdrivers. Perhaps we can use them to dismantle small devices? Like this? Alright. This screwdriver ought to make short work of this music box. Okay. It looks to be a cylinder for a music box. There are a number of pins and some pieces of metal that look rather like fans attached to it. This is probably the Morse code. Hold on. Before I try to squish it with the paper again, I want to look around. What's that? Ink! Oh, I could dip it in it! A bottle of ink. I was just gonna press it so it popped into it. It's filled with ink. Good deduction, Ace. Some black ink. There's nothing in the drawer anymore. What about the other? There's nothing in the drawer. Nuh-uh, there's air. How old are you, 9? He had all these numbers to choose from and he chose 9. How dare you? Don't you know what we're going through, sir? It's an old telegraph machine. Nothing suspicious here. It's an old telegraph machine. I'll be honest, I have no idea how it works. Okay, so here's... what's down there? Oh, that's weird. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to squish these together. Combine that. I guess I'll put the ink on the cylinder. Yes, perfect. Now roll it across that. Now I just gotta roll the cylinder across a piece of paper. And if I'm right, the ink should... Yes, beautiful! Morse code chart! I don't know where the top is. Is the top where the thing is? Is it like that? Oh shoot, I don't... Well, if we assume that's the corner... Oh no! Alright, so let's see. Oh wait, but there's nothing in that corner. So where does it start? I mean, it's dots and dashes, so it's gotta be one of those two ways. I think. Alright, but it doesn't start with anything. Dot, dot, dash, 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 dot, 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 dash, dot, 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 dash, dash, dot, dot, dot. And the piece of paper has a fold in this specific corner. Okay, so at least now I can see the orientation. Search. Just as you suspected, right? Now you have a pattern of dots and lines on the paper. I imagine it's Morse code. These dots and lines are the dots and dashes of Morse code. Oh, okay. I mean, I can try, but I don't really know. What? No. How do I budge? It's fine. I want to go up there. An early telecommunications device. Most likely used to transmit a radio signal of some sort. I experimented with it earlier, but to no avail. I imagine it's broken. I don't remember if I was done looking at the other room, to be honest. Please, may I look at the whole thing? Thank you. Can I play with it? Alright. I've got the Morse code I'm supposed to enter. If I did this right, something will happen. I hope. Hopefully the drawer will open. All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, it was upside down. God damn it. Is that a line? Oh, so. Yahoo. That's the last one, and yes! Excellent work, Junpei. Good job. You seem to have figured it out. You've unlocked the drawer. Yes, I have. I don't know what I said, though. No, of course I didn't remember to learn Morse code. I didn't think I would need it. What's this? What? There's something under. Is that a can opener? A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up. The cover read, "Oh shit, Alice." All ice, Alice. Did that mean... Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in that file. Eh? Each passage was covered with strange characters. They looked like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, wings, and even kneeling humans. There were many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange symbols. Fucking hieroglyphics. Well, I'll tell you, I definitely didn't study my hieroglyphics. What the hell is this? He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him. They're hieroglyphics. A form of writing used in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt? That's right. Can you read them? Of course I can't. I was gonna fucking say there's no way. That would be, nonsense. Then again, a lot of this has been nonsense. What would make you think I could? What the hell? Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just one or two pages that were covered in the strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them. Trying to read them was pointless. I'm gonna say it's been a while. Hieroglyphics. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file, and something fell out. He bent down and picked it up. Shit, a key. Myers. There was a symbol on it that reminded Junpei of the symbols for the Saturn and Mercury key cards. This one, however, had a dot in the center of the male symbol. Oh wait, Uranus? Oh, I'm so stupid. There's a dot there. Fuck! I'm a fake Sailor Moon fan. Key card. My instinct is always to say card key. That's the Uranus symbol. Junpei looked over to see Ace examining the card. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there were 3 words engraved on the card. On the lower right, it said, Bottom Deck Library. I just wrote library. This must be a key to the library on the bottom deck. So it would seem. The bottom deck, the library? Junpei remembered something he'd heard from Seven when they'd been in the chemical closet. Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. Did beneath the navel mean the bottom deck? Did forest of knowledge mean the library? If it did, then Alice was in a room somewhere beyond the library? Okay. Beneath the navel. Bottom deck. And then forest of knowledge. Library. If it did, then was Alice in a room somewhere beyond the library? What's wrong? Junpei blinked. Only then did he notice Ace looking at him, curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts. There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. He began to explain his theory to Ace. I'm surprised we're telling him this. Then he stopped. It wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be. So he told Ace everything June had told him. Oh my god, there's so much. About the Egyptian priestess, about Ice 9, and finally about the woman who wouldn't melt, who had been recovered from the Titanic disaster. He told him about how she'd been called All Ice, which eventually turned into Alice, and how she'd been purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordine. And how Gordine had hid Alice somewhere on the ship. And you think that he hid her in a small room beyond the library on the bottom deck? Yeah! Well, I mean, I guess. I see. Ace stared off into the distance, his hand slowly and absent-mindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his brows drew together. Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS? Oh no, we're about to get a new lesson in nonsense, I think. CAS? CAS? It stands for Cells Alive System. You know what this is reminding me of? Remember when we played Parasite Eve twice? And every time it would be like, here's something in science. Here's something in science, smiley face. And we'd be like, wait a minute, that part doesn't make any sense. They'd be like, no, look at the real stuff and then pretend it's the same. But who knows, maybe this is real too. I'll never know. It stands for Cells Alive System. It is an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it's a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals. Normally, if you freeze something fresh, water within its cells expands as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane. CAS, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form. Okay. Freezes with magnets. Magnetic. I should say whatever, I'm saying magnets. No ice crystals form. So no expanding damage. It was originally developed for the preservation of food as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for, well, other things. What do you mean other things? Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel. Space travel? Are you serious? Well, surely you've heard of suspended animation. Cryogenic freezing? It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space. That was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting. Whoa, wait a minute there. Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow. Are you saying that Alice was frozen using the CAS thing? Surely this game isn't about a space traveling Egyptian priestess and time travel through space. It can't be. Okay, are you saying that Alice was frozen using that CAS thing? Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. I know, we already watched Stargate. God! If this special ice you call Ice 9 does it indeed exist, and if CAS were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously, well, you think she could be alive? Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities. The melting point for ice is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature... That's nuts! Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about? You're quite right, it does sound unbelievable, but if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor. You mean the guy dressed as the captain? Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by who? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires... The earth key prevented us from accessing door 1. Who was it that opened that door? Santa and Lotus? Right. Clearly the two of them could not have opened door 1 or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so? I guess... But... No! Jinbei thought for a second. No, nobody. After Santa and Lotus had used the Earth Key, they turned back and met up with Junpei and June, who had just returned from E-Deck. The 4 of them then proceeded to return to the large hospital room to reunite with Ace, 7, and Clover. When Junpei and his team had gone into the shower room, Ace, 7, and Clover had been left in the large hospital room, but they would have been able to open door 1, yes. Perhaps when Junpei and June had taken the elevator to door 2, then? No, that would have been impossible too. They had only been gone for 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed the man there, and then run back in 5 minutes. It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time? A person like that would know the ship well. They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors. The number of doors would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters. Then you're saying the killer was Alice? It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully. Well, this is all only one possible theory. All ice. Alice. Was Alice indeed somewhere on the ship with them? Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand. It would, he hoped, grant him access to the Forest of Knowledge. But beyond that, what waited for him beyond the Forest of Knowledge? Whatever might be there, however, would have to wait. At the moment, there was nothing Junpei could do. He gripped the keycard tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. New material has been added to the file screen. What? A file found in the communications office. It says Alice on the spine. All of the pages are filled with hieroglyphics from ancient Egypt. I want to see. File found in the cabin where he woke up. There was something written on it about digital roots. Out of all the numbers involved, if the answer is more than 2 digits, add the digits to one another. In the event of a 2-digit number, add the tens digit and the ones digit. Keep adding. Bleep blah bloop. Okay. Controls. I think I want to read the escape tips. Touching the bottom screen during an escape searches the touched area. Repeatedly touching the same area or touching it again after searching other areas might uncover new clues. Touching an arrow that appears in an area you've searched will take you somewhere else. Okay. You can switch items on the item screen. Selecting an item on the item screen allows you to hold it. After selecting an item and leaving the item screen, an icon will appear on the bottom screen showing the item you are holding. Touching certain areas while holding certain items may cause something to happen. Okay, we know all this. Use this function to combine items. Second, select a new combination. You'll have a new item. Minigames. All controlling during minigames is done by touching the bottom screen. If you want to quit the minigame, touch back. If you're having difficulty solving a minigame, make sure to search the room thoroughly. Sometimes new hints will be unlocked if you fail enough times. Okay. I think I'm good on the rest. So... Oh, you're not a can opener. You're a weird key. The key with the leather case. It isn't metal. My guess would be ceramic. Junpei, have you found a keyhole that might fit it? I think so. Rather unique key. The tip is square. But I still don't know what the code is that would go with it. Junpei, have you heard the theory that the aliens built the pyramids? That would not shock me if that was in this at all. There are some cables on the desk. There's a pair of headphones on the desk. Alright, let's go back. I wish I had looked at each of these. There's nothing on the monitor, just static. Hey, isn't that the door on the screen? Isn't the door on that screen the one right behind us? You're right. So whatever that camera sees is sent to this screen in real time. I wonder if that means something, you know? The screen is showing the door behind us. Nothing on the screen, just static. A Z, an E, an R, an O. One of those things that switches what's on the screen. See what happens if I flip one of the switches. Nothing. Looks like it doesn't work anymore. Whoa! What's the deal with this? It's some kind of code? There are 4 rows of numbers and letters. They all start with 0 and end in 8? F, N, or V, respectively. Maybe this has something to do with number bases? Give me that. The numeral system chart. Numeral system chart found in the captain's quarters. 10 in base 10 is written as a hexadecimal. Therefore, 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, 14 is E, and so on. This chart showed the rules for each numeral system. What? No. A, B, C, D, E, F, F, N, V. No, 9, A, B, wait. A, B, C, D, E, F. That's 7. G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, A, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, 8. What? I don't understand. I don't understand yet. And that's it. Can I click on the sides? A drawer. There's nothing inside. Wait, there's a weird door behind it. I think this probably used to be a door. Nobody's going through it as long as there's metal plates here, though. Well, even without the metal plate, the desk's in the way. Now, let's look back at this. It looks like whatever the camera sees shows up on the screens behind us. Yes, if I put my hand here in front of it, it shows up on the middle top screen back there. You've got a short lifeline, Junpei. Hey, mind your own business. Don't look at my fucking hand. The camera's pointing at the exit. Alright, So I should be able to put this in here. The control panel for the electronic lock. Looks like it's got a keyhole on the bottom right. Maybe the key I got earlier. Ah, sweet! I just had to put that key in and now it's on. Junpei, look! There's a minus sign on the screen. There are 8 of them. I don't think those are minus signs, but I'm not sure. That probably means we've got to put in 8 digits. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Do you think you can figure it out? Good question. I don't know. Oh, maybe if I search it in the room with her? Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, I can't get them to talk about them. This is what unlocked that other thing. It's an old telegraph machine. I'll be honest, I have no idea how it works. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Nothing in the drawer anymore. Nothing in there. Oh gosh. Junpei, what are you doing? We've searched the wheelhouse from top to bottom. There's no reason to go back. In fact, don't you think it would be wise to investigate the captain's quarters? I think we ought to check both rooms, don't you? I wanted to look at the body. I don't see it anymore. Did he, like, drag it out? Small table, a lamp. I think I just have to solve it now. Nothing under the sheets. If I click on it from here. Oh god. The exit, it's locked. Okay. The rules for a numerical system, but I don't have... Hold on, maybe if I... Screen showing the door behind us. Oh, can I... Oh, I can't use it as an item, though. I was gonna try to move this thing. Oh, fiddlesticks. 8 digits, huh? Once I put in the 8-digit number, I just press E to enter it. And if I mess up, I just press C. Alright, we'll give it a shot. No, we won't. I don't know what it is. What's the passcode? I'm pretty sure I've searched every part of this room by now. Oh, that's a nice hint. Okay. So let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 9 technically. And then we have, for some reason, A, B, C, D, E, F. But it adds the 9. It's 9 A, B, C, D, E, F. Which is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, maybe it's the ending ones? So it would be... But is that even enough? 15... and then it's G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, which would be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, it's not enough. And then this is OPQRSTUV. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Yeah, it's not enough. So 15, if they're pointing out the endings, which is F, N, V, it's 15, 23, and 31. So maybe I'm supposed to start with 08. Let's just try it. Oh, sorry. I smacked my microphone. Just try it. Because technically the first one ends in 08. So 08, 15, 23, 31. Oops, I hit back because I'm dumb. I keep doing that. Okay. 08, 15, 23, 31, enter. That sounded wrong. Game? Yeah. I forgot to put in the thing. Okay, so that's incorrect. Did I count correctly? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Did I put 31 or 32? I think I... Hold on. No. Okay, so this is incorrect. What could it be? Oh, Star Mongoose, thank you for following. Welcome. All right, so if that is incorrect, it said that I searched everywhere. So I must have all of the information that I need. What else did we get in this room? Just talked about Alice. That would be too many. It has to be 4 digits. Unless it's 7, 8. No, that doesn't make sense. She pointed out the F and V. Why did she point that out? Finished your Fantasy Star 4 playthrough? Now I... Oh! Thank you! I'm glad you liked it. 11, 12... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Let's just try 7, 8. Just in case. Okay, so it's not 7, 8. Both of those are wrong. Shit, wrong again. No, don't help me! Ah, she's gonna help me! Hey, Junpei, didn't you find a list of numbers and letters? Don't you think that might be a clue? Huh? Leave me alone! Numeral chart. What do you mean by numeral chart, though? What's the difference? Shit. There's got to be something I just can't see. Eight. I've officially finally hit a puzzle where I'm like, huh? Unless I also need... But it's not the same. If it was adding the same amount every time, it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, the first one adds 7, the second adds 8, and the third adds 8. And I'm like, what do you mean? So that doesn't make a pattern. If the first one is 9... No, it doesn't make any sense. Unless I'm supposed to do... Hey, Jesus. Wait, no, Jesus. I can't remember if you like Jesus or Jesus the Frog. I'm pretty sure it's Jesus the Frog. Oh, Monsieur Frog, I am stuck. I'm on a boat. I got captured. We're all gonna explode. Either is fine. Okay. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, what if I turn things? Just I don't want to try other things because I really, really, really don't want the game to tell me the answer. What if I need to do what's after? But that doesn't make sense. So if it's TUV, W, X, Y, and Z, would it loop? What would it become? Double A? I don't understand! Ugh. What if I just do... Oh, but if I guess wrong? I wish I'd saved before I, clicked on this stuff. So that I could reset if they started to try to tell me what it was. I wonder why the screen just shows the exit. I mean, it's just a door. I know, right? The 4 in the bottom just says 0. The exit. And those 4 letters. Oh my god! Fuck you, bitch! No! I was going over there to figure it out myself. I hate you. I mean, I guess it's good that I went over there to look at it, but I'm mad at her. She helped me too much. 32, 33, 34, 35. 35. E is 14. R is... I knew this was gonna happen. I knew they were gonna tell me too much. It doesn't matter that I thought to go over there. It doesn't matter that I thought they were connected. It's... I didn't get it. She got it. How dare she help me? Alright, I think it's... Okay. I appreciate that the game isn't like, again, Professor Layton, where it just lets you struggle for all of time and never helps you, but I do wish I could opt in to the help. Oop, I hit fucking back. God, my brain is so stupid. Hey, Junpei, look at the letters on the monitor. Don't you think it's weird? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I don't need these many hits. I just keep backing. You know what else is... I fucked it up like 3 times just because I can't press enter. And so I'm getting more hints than I deserve. It's because I don't know how to use a pin pad in a video game. E for enter. God! No one shamed me. Ugh, it worked. Good job, Junpei. Even though I did it for you, basically. Excellent. You seem to have unlocked it. Good work. No. Let's go. Opened a door. Yorg. Ugh. Yeah, that was the first one where I was like, what is it talking about? Oh my god, let me save. Ugh. Time is it? Oh my god, it's almost 3. No. Alright, they stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. This one looks scary. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backward L. Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. Let's just run. Yep, just fucking run. He ran and ran and ran, and at the end of the hallway was a door. He made straight for it. He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. What was a piece of paper doing in the middle of the hallway? Junpei skidded to a halt. He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor. Oh shit! Now that he had a chance to examine it more closely, it was clear it was a map. More specifically, a map of the ship's interior for A deck. Wonderful. What's wrong? A slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age. So mean. Had finally caught up to Junpei. Junpei said nothing, simply showed Ace what he'd found. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was and nodded. I see. With that, he began running again past Junpei. Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got up to follow Ace. But something stopped him. Again? Hey. Oh, fuck off. No. Where's Clover? He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen. Why did you run, you idiot? Damn it, what the hell's she up to? Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. Oh, thank God. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob. As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly. What the hell are you doing? Nothing. What do you mean, nothing? Eh? Clover had unconsciously put her hands over her the pockets of her jacket, as if she was trying to hide something. She fucking stole stuff. What the hell is that? What? You've got something in your pocket. What is it? Oh, this? This is... a note. A note? Yeah. I found it in the pocket of that guy with the captain's clothes. I knew they weren't letting me look at that on purpose. It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something. What the hell? Let me see it. But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's voice. Hey, Junpei, Clover, what are you two doing? Hurry up! Clover shrugged. I'll show it to you later, all right? Come on, we gotta hurry. God damn it! Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L. Hold on, I have to write this down. Clover has a note she got off the, I'm going to put in quotation marks, captain's corpse, because we don't actually know if it's the captain. Okay. A note. A note? Junpei was curious, but there was something else that bothered him. Her pocket had been bulging far more than it would from just a note. Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. More in pocket. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs. It was just what he'd expected to see after reading the map. His I see after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing. Junpei looked around, but Ace was nowhere to be seen. God! He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down. There he was, and not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well. Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time. Jumpy! Clover! June's face was excited. Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her. What's up? Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself. We found it! Found what? We found it! What did you find? The last door. Yes! Okay. Okay. We found door 9. What? Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way. Okay, let's go. 7 turned and jogged off down the stairs. The rest followed. We finally made it. The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each of them felt. Yeah, it's finally time. Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd have really done it. I don't know what time it is. The last time we checked it was 3, but that was a while ago. Okay, Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was. He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one. But there was one thing he couldn't get off his mind. Off his mind? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break. We have 1 hour left of playing the game today. And then we have to do mail, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Friday is Friday. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be right back. Hello. Octavia has been given some snacks. Hopefully that tides her over for the next, let's see, hour until she gets real dinner. That would be good. Then she won't come in here and scream at me and try to break all my cables. Ugh. Every time I'm having a conversation in this game where I think it's gonna get somewhere, it gets interrupted now. None of our earlier conversations were getting interrupted like this. Does the +1 hour stream sub goal apply to today as well as if we hit it? Basically what it will do is carry over for Monday. It'll make a Monday an extra hour of stream. And then if we hit Monday's goal, it'll make that one a 7-hour stream. But yeah, because we're doing mail day today, we can't really do both. But if we hit it, it always carries over. If it's an unapplicable day. I like to keep it up just in case. Oh god, my back. Alright, I'm gonna do a quick reminder here, because we've been getting a lot of new people in for this game in particular. Hi. I don't want to know anything about this game. Unfortunately today I've seen a couple of things about different versions. I don't want to know about different versions. Please don't tell me about different versions. I'm only playing the DS because it's a DS game and someone sent it to me and it's what came out on first. If you really want to tell me about how I'm playing a good or bad version, don't do it yet. Wait until I beat the game, then you can tell me, please. We're running a kind of a mod skeleton crew of no one right now because it's a holiday. And my mods are off doing fun things while I work. So, please, 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 fuck. Please don't spoil anything. Jesus Christ. Okay, alright. Well. DRM, thank you very much. Thank you so much. That's like 1 billion fucking subs, dude. That is 29 subs. Alright, so Monday stream will be 6 hours at least long. At least. And it could become a 7-hour stream. Fuck yes. Alright, thank you. Congratulations to Gifustaja, Andy Boy, Ignis Boy, 2 boys, Sartorius Everdunes, Booty Smack Smack Mama, which is a name, Green Turtle 112, Sensei Sounds, Stray Tabby, CJY Gaming, Ninja Turtle Shaped Pasta, delicious, Hero Pon Thrawn, Sign of Zeta, Old Bucket, Sula Zero, Ibits, Eco Weaver, No Tramiel, Arthur Frayne, To Pet, Vanish 3D, Breakman, Sleepwalking 4, Enderstrix, Have a No Something, Kraken Hugger, Ringdo, Max versus the Games, and Johnny Ryle 17. Thank you so much, DRM. That's so many fucking subs, dude. And Star Mongoose, you're fine. It was not just you. It was a couple different people. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to remind everyone. I started this game knowing it was a DS game. That's it. So we're on like base level 0. But yeah. Thank you very much. That's very generous. Meow meow meow. Okay, we've got 49. 48, it just changed, minutes left of playing this, and then we're gonna do a big mail day, and I also have to feed my silly cat, because snacks shall not hold her back for long. The DS is bad because I keep like touching myself with it. I don't know why. Alright, back to the game. There was one thing he couldn't get off his mind. The numbered door could only accommodate between 3 and 5 people. There were 7 of them on their way to door 9. That meant that even in the best case scenario, there would be 2 of them who would have to stay behind. 2 people. Why didn't we just pick up the... we should have taken the dead body with us. No, it wouldn't have worked. I was like, 0 counts. It's still a number. It just wouldn't add anything. And we could... whatever. It would count as a person, but I guess it won't because he's dead. He didn't have any solutions to that problem yet, but he was desperately hoping one would present itself. Junpei looked over at the clock. Oh my god! It's 4:30? Uh-oh. How long ago was 3? In my notes. 3 a.m. There it was. Oh my god. This is gonna be... I might need... well, I have a bunch of notebooks right there, but I might need to use a whole freaking rest of this notebook. Okay. The hands indicated that it was 4:30. They had 90 minutes before their time was up. Hey, Junpei, June, what the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up! Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie. Let's go, Jumpy. June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could. Junpei followed. Alright, well, I don't understand why we're just headed straight for it. Because aren't we going to have to, like, literally fight each other to get through? As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode impatiently down to E-Deck. Wait, but E-Deck has the fucking... The chapel, is that where they went, or is that where we're... it must be in there. Huh? What was that? Oh, it's just because it's cut off. So now I have this. Okay. Still haven't seen that room. Someone else must have gone to storage. Why is this burned? Oh god. Alright, to E-Deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the two elevators. Seven grabbed hold of it and began to walk. Oh, to talk. I know I told you I'd explain earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the four of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, they'd headed down another hallway. It took them toward the bow of the ship and eventually to the number 6 that Junpei and June had found earlier. With 4, they'd been able to open the door and keep going. As usual, they'd faced a locked door, but had been forced to complete 2 different areas before they could unlock it. Once they were through that door, there was another hallway that went in the other direction toward the stern. So, on your way you found the elevator. That's right. So in other words, you kind of did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side. Yeah. With that settled, Junpei looked around. So where's the number 9 door? Over here. Follow me. 7 began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. We haven't... We need to talk about how Snake isn't actually dead and what that means, and also more things. We can't be doing this. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him. They had been walking for a while, June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke. You know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now. Huh? That all 7 of us are going to door 9. Hmm? You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus. What's their digital route? Santa, 7, Lotus, 3, 7, 8, 9. 9. It's 9. That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they wanted to. But they didn't. Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said we can't leave June behind. That's why we went looking for you guys. They could have just left, and then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase. That's right. Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you. I mean, Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that. Oh, don't get me wrong. Perhaps June has sensed Junpei's concern. Oh, God. Wouldn't let them go through 9 door without June or the others. Interesting. Really interesting. I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. Oh. We were just talking about it and Santa objected to it first. Junpei was about to respond when... 7 suddenly stopped. Huh? In front of them stood a door. So, is this? Junpei couldn't see 7's face, but he could see him nod. There's no other place for us to go? Nope. Just look around. At the end of the hallway was a thick iron wall. To the left and right, other hallways led to the port and starboard sides of the ship, but they were both closed off by thick metal grates. It looked as though 7 was right. The door in front of them was their only choice. All right, let's get moving. He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. Save, 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 save. I might have to escape the room. Oh, good lord. It appeared they'd been telling the truth. The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door it decorated sat on the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it. It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish. Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant. Finally, they'd arrived. Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. It's a lot of feelings. He was about to speak when... Junpei, look behind you. He turned around. Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw. A door. And a 9. What? There was another one? Hey! What the fuck? You can't do that! They said... Oh... Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here? His words came slowly and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way toward the second 9. It was a small door, set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. Thank you for the 9 bits. Well, this is terrifying. Please don't make me choose. We'll die. We can't even all go through. 9. Fuck. There was no mistaking the number. And if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door. He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real. Why the hell are there 2 doors? It was Ace who spoke first. Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one? Lotus was skeptical. I don't know about that. That seems unlikely. What makes you say so? Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw something that depends entirely on luck? Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room. No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though. Well, then that means... Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it. Well... No, farts! Didn't he? Crap. The exit is hidden, but it is there. Seek the exit. Seek the door that carries a 9. The door, not... Oh, no. Junpei began to mutter to himself. So if there are 2 numbered 9 doors, if we split it up right... That's not gonna work. Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out her hand. You've got a notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them? Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her. Whiteboard sounds. Look at this. Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers. Ugh. Oh, you get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with the digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities. If we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people, so if 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, 3 are left behind. Right? Clover nodded almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math problem. The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank. Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him. As he did, he began to wonder. What was it? The walls were covered in candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room. Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. Why is one missing? The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet... How did we not look at this first? Oh, there's no clues in here, says June. An altar? It was a recessed space set into the wall between the two other doors. Sitting on the raised section of the altar was a coffin. A coffin. A coffin? No, it couldn't possibly be. But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. Think about it! At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer, but I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Ugh, fine. Let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong, she just... Ugh, screw it. Let me just write it out.
What? Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look. Oh.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way.
God. 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 6 plus 8. Why does it say... Wait, remaining 7. Oh my god.
Only one combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3 and 3 and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
Don't get me wrong here, I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying...
Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot? Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered. I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm going to have to owe you for getting out of here. The rest of them began to speak all at once. I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either. I don't like the idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven. Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this. Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough. Wait, how would I do that? I don't know. That's close.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corner of Seven's eyes. That was when Santa spoke. Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet. Uh-oh. Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable. Are you agreeing? You want to leave him here? Santa shook his head. Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone. Then I don't see how it matters. I said alone. Huh? I said I don't want to leave Seven alone. There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver. What the hell are you... What, you don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. What? What do you mean you'll be leaving behind? What? That's my proposal. No, these are my orders. What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you? You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice. What? 3, 2, 1. Santa was so fast Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. He's not gonna fucking... His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... Ah! Where did you get a gun? Is that why he said he wasn't gonna leave her behind? What the fuck? Okay, well, let's just save. Let's just save right now. Just save right now. Let's just save. That would be great. I think that would be a good decision. I'm sure this won't come back in a bad way. Oh. He had June. See? I told you. His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile. A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's sudden change in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand, a revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple. What was he doing with a gun? Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was going to do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Damn it!
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. You need another person! I know you need 2 more people, but still. Like, it just doesn't... Why not just go through with the others? Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly and then forced June to do the same. Oh my god, he's gonna drag them both in there! He's gonna try to fucking bluff them so that he kills June and himself if they don't do what he wants. This is really bad. Because the door will open at the right number. No, it shouldn't open at all. It shouldn't open if there aren't 3. Fuck this.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands on the red.
3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 8, 18. That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order!
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Alright, fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched. And the gun roared?
Oh, fuck.
A section of the floor exploded, shattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real and worked. But why? Santa, why are you... Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief. Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends. What? You knew about the leaf word and the 4-leaf clover. Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit?
I've got no idea. You're lying!
Shut up! Just shut up, you stupid bitch! You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flecks of spit, which one came out of my mouth, flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small. Santa! He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
Alright, assholes! What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day.
Oh, what's the matter?
The hearing starting to go? Huh? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate. June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she wouldn't leave the ship alive. And she would leave the ship alive along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do. He turned to Ace and Lotus. Please, go.
Huh?
But... Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're gonna be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover in 7.
I know. But you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, 7? Right! You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of. But... No! You can't! Ace, Lotus, don't do it! Don't worry about me, please! June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. Without a word, he laid a hand on each of their backs and gently pushed them forward. Okay, I have a theory. Before it happens, I want to say it. I think if people get out, but you don't die, the game ends, and you get gassed, and you wake up, and you have to do it again with new people. I think it's going to make me start over. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves, and took another step and another. They turned around and Junpei nodded. Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled. Alright, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What, you think I'm fucking around here? Don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know. All I need is the bracelet. No, that's not true, because then I could have taken the 0. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again. He shoved the revolver harder against June's head and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand onto the scanner panel. The fourth asterisk blinked on. Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid and you know what happens, right? Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few. All right, go! Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well. Later. After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. Why did we never look at the altar? The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced her fingers with the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Okay. 1, 3, 6, 8. Left. 4, 5, 7. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red read vacant. The digital root of the remaining people was 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door. He thought about June, about Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat, that was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
I don't fucking know. What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do? 7 opened his mouth to respond when a noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical, it was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell was that?
Shh! Quiet! Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from. Where was it coming from? Could it be...
Hey. I think it's coming from the coffin.
You're right. Let's open it.
What? How?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try. Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. There's a fucking keypad on it, boys! Please, look with your eyes. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength.
Ah!
He's just yelling. Ah! Damn it!
Man, it won't even budge.
Yes, look with your eyes, everyone, please. Like, while they were doing that, Clover should have looked, again, with her eyeballs. There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it. Not immediately, though. Almost.
Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it. Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder. They had no idea who was in the coffin, but they wanted out and they wanted out now. They had no idea what they were supposed to do. Without a passcode, it didn't seem like there was a lot they could do. They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be. Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's at least look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up with nothing. The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room. What was the passcode? What was Junpei supposed to do? How was he supposed to figure it out? He needed something. What do you mean to be continued? What does that mean? What? I'm not touching anything. I'm gonna wait like a full minute. And then I'm gonna touch something. I'm just gonna sit here. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. I have to take notes anyway. Coffin starts banging. Key code needed for pin pad. No clues. And then to be continued. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna... Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. What? What? Actually, I'm Santa. Huh? What? You've reached one ending? This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you need to save now. Once you've saved, you can restart the game with the information you've acquired in this playthrough saved. Once you begin the game again, you can skip through text you've already seen. Okay. Simply press right. Wait, what? Right on the control pad button to fast forward through lines you've already read. Once you reach lines you haven't seen or new choices, it'll automatically stop. That's incredible. Memory of Escape has been added on the title screen. Memory of Escape enables you to play the stages you've completed. It is recommended to save after this in order to unlock Memory of Escape. Yes. Okay. Would you like to keep the information you gained during this playthrough? Will my character remember? Yes. Save completed. From the title screen, you can import data from this playthrough. Hey! Whoa. What? Okay. Unfortunately, that's wrong. The wrong answer. Wait, unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. But, 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 but. Wait. What? Okay. Alright. I'm letting myself look at the manual. This is a very thin manual. Shut up. Read the scenario. Find the digital routes to escape. Escape. View things. Item screen. Using items. Solve mini games. There's a warranty. That's it. There's a fucking nothing here! Stop it. It'll be like 1 million volume if I... Hold on. I can fix it. I'll let it play. But I have to lower it to like... I have it at 300% volume. I have to lower it to 100. There. Okay, what the fuck? There's nothing helpful in here at all! This manual is not helpful on purpose. Maybe the why do I know these things? Does that mean anyone can be him? Oh my god, the fucking Ice 9. Oh my god. Oh, there's the...
All the information is on the task.
What's that? All the information's on the task. Shit. Okay, well, what happens if I hit continue? Let's start. Oh, I guess the only way to find out is to try. Because I don't want to do begin. Wait, no, I'm supposed to do begin with memories. Right? Shit! I wish it had given me more time to read that. No one answered my questions. Let's see. I want to click this and see what it looks like. But if this is... I think I'm supposed to begin with memories. Because continue might just... No, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, goodbye to these two, I guess. What was that? 16 boys and girls disappeared? Maybe it's about the devil. What's a Neptune key? Did we have to find that? All right, well. Me, I guess. Yeah, so I guess I need to play it more, and we will, and I am excited to, but I don't know what to do, and it is what it is, and that's okay. And we already have 1,000,000 pages. We have 1,000,000 pages of notes. I guess that's it for today for this game. I suppose there's no point in being here. Let's find some nice music to listen to, shall we? What do I have on this DS? Yeah, we were doing mail day. Boy, what perfect timing, too. This is a game we have to play, actually. Woof woof! Don't worry about this one. Actually, the music in this is probably fucking sick. But I have no idea if I started or reset it or not. That's just Pokemon. See if the music's any good in this. We need something to listen to for mail day, so. I love Etrian Odyssey. I suck ass at it. My game's probably garbage. Perfect mail day music. Perfect mail day music. All right. We'll play more 999 on Monday. I'm going to take a break, feed my cat, and get all the mail ready. And we're gonna do a mail day. Oh, is it loud? I can turn it down. Is that better? Does it need to be lower? Please let me know. Perfect?
Hell yeah.
Alright. I'll be right back with some mail.